What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you, some official news from Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao has indeed signed the two-fight deal. The fight is set for January. The date, time, and venue has not really been set. More like the time. That's around the time parameter of when this fight will take place. Manny Pacquiao is going to take on Adrian Broner. And of course, if he beats Adrian Broner, then he moves on to fight Floyd Money Mayweather. So this is some big news because I'm happy for Pacquiao for taking that leap of faith, for actually getting out of the web of Bob Arum, because Bob Arum, let's face it, he's old school, but he only has so many fights that can be made over there. So I'm glad that Manny is stepping up, and it's supposed to be in the U.S. because Manny hasn't fought since I think Jesse Vargas. That was a pretty good fight, which he dropped Vargas, I think, in the second round, and Floyd was there. You know what I mean? So when I seen Floyd at a Manny Pacquiao fight live, you know, that was a seed planted right there. So a lot of people don't look at that. I made a video months ago about a possible Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather 2 fight, and people was like, nah, it'll never happen. But hey, indeed, this is a step closer for it to happen. I don't know how much money that Manny will make for signing a 2-fight deal with Haymon. That's still kind of under, hush hush. But the fight is set, and Broner, regardless of what his high demands was, from getting $100 million or you can suck his DICK, apparently is a bunch of BULLSHIT. You know what I mean? Because, no way he was going to get $100 million for fighting either guy. Maybe Floyd, but it's nowhere near $100 million because, for many reasons. Broner, he has a mouthpiece. He is charismatic. He is sellable. He's infamous and famous, depends on how you look at him. But I don't think he's worth that much. Maybe half that, maybe 40 million. You know what I mean? But like 100 million, no. I don't see that. You know what I mean? But I definitely like the fight. And since the fight is set, we might as well talk about the dynamics of the fight. We have Broner, which is a traditional southpaw. He uses the shoulder roll a lot. It's similar to Floyd's style, as we all know, because he pretty much learned from Floyd, watching Floyd, mimicking Floyd. And so it's a great fight for Manny. It's great to fight that type of style because you got two dudes that has a similar style. Floyd's just more elusive. Adrian Broner is not. Adrian Broner, he sits in the pocket too long. And since he sits in the pocket too long, he gets countered because he can't really pull the gun. And if he's doing that at this age, imagine him 5 years from now. You know what I mean? I see him like no different from Zab Judah, but just, traditional, an orthodox fighter rather, doing the same types of tendencies, because that's exactly what Zab Judah did. Zab Judah had all the talent in the world, but he couldn't pull the punches. He just sat in the pocket too long. He wouldn't elude. He wouldn't move out. And you're fighting someone like Manny Pacquiao. Pacquiao is able, with the stutter step method he uses, to get in and out. So he's in and he's out. And the whole thing is catching him while he's coming in. That's Adrian Broner's keys to victory. Would catch him with that straight right that he likes to throw seldomly down the pipe to catch Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? But Manny, I see him beating Broner to this day, even at being 40 years of age, beating Broner. That just shows you what type of skills that Manny still possess. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of those guys. Again, I'm going to say it again. When you got Hall of Famers, icons, Mayweather, Pacquiao, and they can still beat these young guys, prodigies, champions. You know what I mean? They still can keep up with these guys and beat these guys. Man, that's something special. You know what I'm saying? And Mayweather and Manny, they are like really the only people If you look at the history of all the fighters, you look at De La Hoya, you look at Shane Mosley, you could look at Vernon Forrest, you look at um, even Ricardo Mayorga, and that's kind of reaching, but you look at Vargas, Roy Jones, and you see all these top fighters that were, even Trinidad, and Trinidad was kind of, he took his time, he really didn't diminish. He just had problems fighting certain fights. But if you look at those guys that I named, all these guys are Hall of Fame fighters. All these guys have their own legacy they've already engraved in the sport of boxing, okay? But then none of these guys have been able at a certain age, except the exception maybe from Bernard Hopkins, you know what I mean, to fight on an elite level and still make it count. You know what I'm saying? And make a great account of themselves while doing so. None of them, except the exception for Mayweather and Floyd Mayweather. I mean, Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. So that is a special thing that both of these guys possess. Floyd may be number one and Manny may be number two, but it's always the best when number one fights number two. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't take it away from these guys. Of course, they haven't fought the most dangerous of the fighters that are at the welterweight division. We've talked about that. But then again, Adrian Broner is a safe bet, and he's marketable enough to get the sales and get the hype of the fight where they want it. You know what I'm saying? So it is a good thing to see Manny Pacquiao come over to Al Haymon, because it's just, if someone told you this 2 years ago, you'd be like, bullshit. You know what I mean? But it's happened, and that's the beauty about the sport that I love, that I hate so much. It's boxing. Anything can happen as long as you have dollar signs attached. What else about this fight? Adrian Broner can take a punch. He can take a punch, but what kind of punches can he take coming from Manny Pacquiao? So there's a lot of question marks that you just have to see to know what type of effect would happen when it's applied. When Manny goes ham on him and hits him with 4 or 5 fast punches. You know what I mean? What is Adrian gonna really do? You know what I mean? Is he gonna sit there and take that punishment like he did with Mikey Garcia? You know what I mean? Or will he fire back? Because that's, again, that's one of his worst problems. He's too hesitant. And since he's too hesitant fighting someone like Manny Pacquiao, Manny is just going to pick his shots and pick them apart. Now, I see that, even with the jab and that straight left, and if he gets Broner moving backwards, it's probably worse for Broner, because Manny has this way of, because he gives you these feints, he makes you think that he's going to attack. So instinctively, you're stepping back, okay? And when you step back, you have the tendency, to either step in kind of like a deer in the headlights kind of position. You might have your guard up, like if Broner's like this, his face is right here for a left hand. You know what I mean? And if he gets Broner to moving back like that because of those feints, he's already lost, because Manny's going to catch him. He's going to catch him right at the end of that punch where he wants him, because he does that because he wants you to do a type of reaction. You know what I mean? So the thing is, Broner has to know when to do what he did. I would suggest to Broner would be for him to watch the last Juan Manuel Marquez Manny Pacquiao 4 fight. That would be the best thing to get him prepared for a person like Manny, because Manny does have habits. Everybody does. So since he does have habits, they can be exploited, as Floyd. Floyd was able to do it. He pop shotted Manny. He kept Manny on the outside. And fast as Manny was with combinations, he wasn't quicker as in reaction time as Floyd. Okay, so if Broner wants to win or has a chance to win, he's going to have to, first of all, outwork Manny Pacquiao, which I don't see him doing, or knock Manny Pacquiao out, which It's possible. I mean, and if he does that, then he can move on to fight Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So that would be also a great fight to watch because these guys, Floyd looked at him as a little brother and then kind of threw him to the wolves, so to speak. And, Adrian Broner's only human. He's sensitive, so he didn't like the way his quote unquote big brother was treating him. So, that's already a beef. That's already history. You know what I'm saying? So that fight would be marketable as well. So either way, how it slices or dices, the fight, the guys, the icons have come back to the welterweight division to reinvent it. So it looks good. Any fight, Broner Mayweather, Broner Pacquiao first, Manny Pacquiao Mayweather too. It all looks good. So it's all good. But anyway, yeah, I see Manny Pacquiao picking apart Adrian Broner even at 40 years of age, unless he gets old overnight, like I stated. So that's my fight study, really wrapping it up. You guys tell me what you think, how you feel about this fight, the deal, the possible fight with Mayweather. Tell me about it. Please subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you guys been counterpunched. Peace.